Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience. World Local News, 80% news, 20% bullshit. You've got questions? So do we. Like my grandmother always says, don't knock it till you try it 8 times. I'm not wearing pants. World Local News. Everything is fucked. Let's get on with the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to World Local News. I'm your host, Freddie Valoy, and I'm here with my main man, Greg Perlman. Greg, what's up, baby?
How we doing?
Oh, my gosh, I'm doing great, bro. I'm excited to be back here for another week with World Local News. We got some fun topics to cover, dude.
We sure do.
I'm loving it.
Before we do that, let's, where can they find you, Freddie?
You can find me on Instagram at Freddie Valoy, just my first and last name. Find me on YouTube as well. That's it. Find me there. You'll have more than enough of me. You'll want to take a break. How about you, Greg?
You can find me on Instagram at G Perlman, on Twitter at Greg Perlman. You can follow World Local News on Instagram. We're at World Local News. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Possibly coming to Clubhouse.
Possibly, yeah. We might set up a Clubhouse. I'm on there. You're on there too, right?
I just go to this. It's this tree house in this tree that's near me, and it's called the Clubhouse.
Are you allowed in this treehouse?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, they're tolerant. They're friendly of my
Okay.
kind. They're friendly of my breed.
I don't know if there's some like restraining order or something like that, or you know.
No, I mean, they're not aware of my priors, so
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, they don't know.
You keep it professional.
They don't know.
You keep it
It was,
professional.
wasn't murder. Wasn't murder. Yeah.
That's when white dudes get worried that they're gonna get in trouble. It's like, as long as I don't kill anybody, I'm good.
Yeah.
Even then, you're like, you guys get away with it,
Depends who you murder.
right?
Yeah. It does depend. Unfortunately, it does depend on who you murder.
Yeah, right. You don't want to. You kill a blonde lady, a white blonde lady.
If a white dude kills a blonde lady,
Yeah. What's the math? What's the mathematics on that? What's that for me?
if it's his wife, he'll probably get off.
Probably. Why do you think he'd get off? They're like, well, she kind of was a bitch, right? Like.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a referendum. Her potato salad didn't have any flavor.
Yeah. They go through the leftovers. They're like, there's no food in here. I mean,
Yeah.
he kind of
None of this food is pre-seasoned.
gets acquitted.
I would say it's probably just mostly because, like, typically in domestic violence situations,
Yep.
I think the punishment on men is typically more lenient than it maybe should be. I don't know.
More lenient.
Listen,
I don't know. Dudes get. I don't even know, dude. It depends on the level. But usually, if the cops get called, the guy's getting cuffed, no matter how crazy the girl is, whatever is going on. But I'm okay with that, like, unbalance, because there are women that get like really just where it's bad.
If men who are in domestic abuse cases, if they are getting harsh treatment, I'm all for that.
100%.
I wasn't advocating. I was just making up a statistic in real time that I would imagine that the sentences are more lenient on them, possibly just because they're a white man. Maybe it's like a first time offense.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a I think I haven't seen this Netflix show, this documentary, but it's apparently it's about a dude right down the road from us in Durham, North Carolina, whose like wife died, and he said that she fell down the stairs, but it was like a whole thing. So like maybe crazy instances like that. I don't know. I was just making it up in real time, to be honest.
It just reminds me of, if I could be a superhero, right? There's two different worlds. There's like living in this reality.
Are you making a superhero that's like a domestic abuser?
No, I would save women from domestic abusers.
Yeah. Okay.
My other dream job.
I guess I was creating a villain.
A fantasy job of mine would be to be a jewel thief, like steal like the dude in Ocean's 11,
Sure.
like that French dude, be exactly like that.
To lure.
And then give all the money to charity. Yeah.
Give it all to charity?
After I take my 90% cut, I give the rest to charity.
Yeah. After I take 99% of it, I give the rest to charity.
Well, then, there's an operating cost. It costs a lot of money to steal.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I can't imagine being a thief and wanting to live like a modest life. You know what I mean?
No.
Like all right, you go rob the the Mona Lisa, and then you go back to like Amish country, Pennsylvania, and like you churn your own butter, and you knit sweaters for yourself.
I don't know, dude. I could see thief being like artists, where they're like, maybe they have meager means. They're just doing it for the thrill of stealing the thing that's difficult.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, because like artists, like at the true sense of the word, whether they be like a stand-up comedian or a musician, or a painter, like when they achieve a certain level of financial success, like a lot of times a lot of people would argue that their art suffers because they're no longer in touch with like the thing that brought this creative artist out of them.
There's no like that pressure or whatever goes away.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad.
You think there's up and coming thieves that are like, this guy's how is this guy the most famous thief? His work is fucking like other hack thieves.
Yeah. You think it's like in boxing or MMA they have pound for pound rankings? Do you think they're like watching the FBI's like most wanted list or like Interpol's most wanted list and being like, I just robbed the Federal Reserve. I didn't even jump up in the rankings. I was fourth. I couldn't even bump up to third.
Yeah.
I don't even get a title bout.
or how long your story stays in the news cycle. You get 3 days. That's like really good. If they don't make
or like which agent is tracking you.
Yeah.
Like the Michael Jordan of FBI agents is after you or something, and you're like, well, you only got Dikembe Mutombo coming after you.
I don't doubt that, because every subculture has like their hierarchy within it that makes it like its own universe in a way. Like comedians have that, like even like fucking adult soccer leagues have that. Like a whole culture within it that's like, this is the dude that's the fucking rock star. This dude's a piece of shit. This is how it's this weird
in
thing.
Soccer. It's so interesting because they know their roles. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's too coordinated and structured of a game.
Yeah.
Whereas like, with basketball, you have fewer positions. In football, you have like more star-based positions because like no one cares what a offensive or defensive lineman does as long as they block, right? Yeah. As long as they're enormous human beings.
Sad truth,
yeah. But in soccer, like you kind of know your role a little bit better. And so like it's very clear, like, okay, this person is going to make this much money, and then there's going to be like this next tier of superstar where we'd like for decades build,
What's up with the flopping? Do you have any intel on that? Why? Like why? What I know they want to try to get the card, but why do you want to instill that attitude in your being? Like, I'm going to fake getting hurt so that I can progress. It's a weird philosophy.
As well, and you see it a lot in basketball. Like I think recently, LeBron James and one of his teammates got like a warning for flopping or something. Like it's become like a thing now in the NBA. For me personally, that ain't. You weren't gonna see me doing that. You weren't gonna see me flopping on a basketball court. I would never have done that.
Yeah,
and no. I think when you're using like trickery to manipulate the outcome of something,
yeah, that's weird.
It's weird. It's like, well, what about your talents or like your hard work or like shifting strategy, like manipulating rules versus dominating the rules as they are given.
Yeah, that ethic is baked into the game.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It is weird. Would you flop?
No, I'm a wrestler. We got to like fucking you don't want to be called a pussy by your teammates, so you gotta like.
No, I get it.
Yeah, it's you keep going. Not me. I'd get my eye poker, but I gotta take like 10 minutes. Fucking drink
Did you
some
get
water.
did you get time breaks for eye pokes in wrestling?
If it was really bad, but yeah, if it was really bad, yeah, there was one eye poke I got that I yelled like a little bitch. I was like, ah, like my coach was like, the octaves are a little high on that yell.
Dude, you look like you have wrestler head. You look like you have wrestler head. It's like maybe he took some like steroids or HGH and like your head just grew. Maybe like I think you definitely had some sort of contraption that was weighted around your neck to build like neck strength and shit. You were probably the only one at the high school gym who was like doing like that weird neck turny machine.
Oh, dude, yeah, I used to take a towel. I would take a towel and then like put it on the back of my head and then pull.
Yeah, you got a fucking big old wrestler head, dude.
Fucking, bro, try to take me out, bro. I got that strong ass neck.
Yeah,
strong ass neck.
Well, one of our favorite things to do.
Hold on, we got our buddy JK here. John Cornegay says Freddie has the Barry Bonds head.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Freddie has HGH head. It's like human growth head.
And then wrestling is the most homoerotic sport. So true, bro. I one time at Nationals in Delaware, I was wrestling this dude, and he wanted to get behind me. You know, most people grab an ankle, a thigh. He took his hand and went right in between my ass cheeks and fucking pulled. It's called a butt drag. Yep. Usually when I did a butt drag, I would grab a cheek.
Okay.
This motherfucker went in between my ass cheeks, 2 fingers in, and like he might have penetrated a little bit. I'm not really sure. I blacked out, but my asshole burned for like 6 minutes after the match was even done.
Do you think he had like flaming hot Cheetos dust on his fingers?
I don't know, but it changed me as a man. Changed me as a man, dude.
Well, one of our favorite things about this show is that, when you tune into the live stream, we also do a live chat. So, if you're tuning in, chime in the comments. I want to give a quick shout out to JK, for launching his, new podcast this week. So everyone, right now go, on YouTube and search for the I'm Not That Polished podcast. I listened to episode 1 called The Genesis. John kind of walks through, what the podcast is, what it's about, where it's going to go.
If you're looking for a podcast from a good thinker, check out I'm Not That Polished by John Cornegay. See how fucking quick that was, bro?
Well, one of the
He was using a lot little words.
I know.
This fucking guy's like, hey, listen, guys, you gotta.
Well, see, this is the thing. You hang out with John too much. I mean, he's one of the smartest dudes I know. You hang out with John too much, and you start learning new words. You start finding the artistry and just saying 15 words where you could say maybe 4. But this is why I balance out with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta hang out with an idiot every now and then, just to that's why I'm good, bro. Every now and then.
So one of the things I actually just messaged John about is I told him to go check out the new Patrice O'Neal documentary on Comedy Central.
Dude, we just watched that. Yeah, we got to talk about that. People, if you say you're a fan of comedy and you don't know Patrice O'Neal, don't say it until you watch his special Elephant in the Room. And they just released a documentary called Killing Is Easy that's on the Comedy Central app. Check it out. It's beautiful, man. It
was one of the better documentaries that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it covers like who he was and then also like the tragedy behind the story, and it just like leaves you with this. It's like inspiring and heavy. It's a really good mix.
Yeah. I mean, what a comedic legend, man. I mean, you look at like all of the comedians that they interviewed in the documentary, just the greats, Bill Burr, Gary Goldman was on there, straight up legends. Rich Voss, Bobby Kelly, Colin Quinn.
When you have Bill Burr saying, Bill Burr admittedly said like Patrice is way better than me, like and just
all of them.
Yeah, all of
them. Like, I think it really is something special. And I feel like this happens a lot with artists, is like when you are the artist's favorite artist, like typically like there's always some tragedy that happens at a young age for that person that cuts their range short. Like Patrice O'Neal died in 2011 when he was 41.
41.
41, a young guy.
That's less than 10 years away from me. Like
Oh
that,
my
you
gosh.
put it like,
hey dude, guess what? I'm closer to 41 than I am to 30 at this stage.
Wow, bro.
And so, not by much, kids still got some youth.
You're good though. You're a svelte white dude. So you're going to make it. You'll be here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think my emotional growth was stunted at a young age. And so, I think emotionally and somehow physically, I've paired up to be a little bit of, kind of the same. And so, I'm probably, emotionally like 32 or 33, whereas in actual age, I'm 36.
Ah, okay. You do look like, with those glasses on, you look like a gay Cyclops from the X-Men.
Oh, that's good.
Right? With the white
that's
frames,
good.
Cyclops in Miami.
And I feel like with the bandana mask I'm wearing, it's like, kind of like a scarf at the beach.
Do you wear scarves at the beach?
I don't know, man, but I think a gay Cyclops would.
He definitely would.
Right?
Some expensive ass fucking Fendi or whatever, fucking Louis Vuitton scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Gay Cyclops at the beach.
And he would just use his powers to destroy like kids' sandcastles call them tacky.
No, I think he'd burn off dudes' underwear and then it would like fucking.
You didn't like that one. That one didn't sit with you. I thought that was funny.
It's all right.
He'd call them tacky.
What's tacky? Oh, because
he would call the sandcastles tacky and then shoot them with his, his laser eyes. All right, man. Moving on.
It's all right.
What were you gonna say?
We all bomb sometimes. Like it's fucking cool. What was I gonna say? Patrice O'Neal, fucking
Cyclops. You were talking about Cyclops.
Oh yeah, Cyclops. I don't know. I just saw your glasses.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh, closer to dying. Yeah. But you're gonna live a while, bro.
I think so.
Good. Yeah,
I think so.
You do a lot of cardio. You like eat
I do.
halfway decent.
Yeah,
I've been watching you, bro.
Wow, you've been watching, and my grade on eating is halfway decent.
Yeah, no, you're on the upper echelon of eating. You eat like healthier food.
I mean, I'm definitely not on the upper echelon.
You're in the.
You know what I've been enjoying lately?
What?
I've been getting some chicken noodle soup.
Ooh.
I love a chicken noodle soup.
I think that's really good for this cold weather. All right, that's like a thing. Like people fucking.
I love a chicken noodle soup.
And
I do it with a soda on the side.
Jesus Christ.
I actually do. But what I do is sometimes I'll sprinkle some cheese on it. Oh, that stuck in the tacky.
I hated it when you first said it, and then it just went in, and I just like ended up really liking it. So yeah, it's there, bro.
Okay. So what I do is I sprinkle a little cheese, some shredded cheese on the chicken noodle soup.
Ooh.
And then I get some saltine crackers. I get these like organic crackers that have like some olive oil on them.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
So Patrice O'Neal, Doc, great. But yeah, definitely like Elephant in the Room, dude. He hits like everything there. Crowd work, deep shit, like silly. It's great.
What as a comedian, like what after seeing that documentary, like what does it make you want to go do?
Do stand up?
Yeah.
And like just be funny. I'm trying to find different avenues. It's not just stand up. You know, I don't just want to be funny on stage, but like doing this shit, I'm like, all right, this is great. It was something great to watch right before this because I was like, I'm gonna fucking bring it comedically. I'm gonna, you get inspired to just be funny and be yourself. That's probably the biggest takeaway from the whole thing is like be yourself, but also don't self-sabotage yourself because there was a component of that. I guess don't give away too much. But definitely check it out.
For me, and like I thought about this before the documentary, and I think we talk about this a lot. Like you get limited time on this rock or in this version of the simulation, and you gotta get up and go. You gotta go get it.
I'm a time waster myself, so that like. What you just said hits. I'm like, fuck, I just got to waste a little less time that I'm wasting.
I know. But I think, the big thing with Patrice O'Neal is it's so important to like treasure the talents around you while they're alive. celebrate them, cherish them, build them up as much as possible, and take that mentality and like spread it. Like, I think, being able, like, for me, when I see you post a clip, like a stand-up clip, or I get to see you, at a show, in the before times, like, there's nothing I love more than being able to support my friends in their creative pursuits or their business pursuits. Like same deal with John, like, bigging up the podcast. Like there's room for everyone to like, to shine.
Yeah.
And like to
100%.
celebrate the people around you. Like, it's a shame that most people will never know who Patrice O'Neal is, but like the comedians and people who appreciate him will allow his legacy to live on forever. Like, the question you always ask in your podcast, what do you think about the most? Your Fred Talk podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. You ask people what they think about the most, and I think when I was on your show a couple years back, like, I talked about legacy. And Patrice O'Neal, even as short of a life that he lived, left a legacy.
Oh, absolutely. He's helped me in my relationship just watching the YouTube videos, shit like that, man.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Just fucking just go out there and do it, dude. Just fucking let's just go, everybody, right? Like
let's go.
Yeah, we only have so much time, guys.
Yeah. Because tomorrow the leader of the simulation could hit the reset button. We could all end up in different places.
Yep.
You could wake up in a multiverse. We don't know.
I've been having some crazy ass dreams.
Oh yeah. Do you remember your dreams?
Most of the time. I lived in one of the last dreams I had. I was in Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore. Rachel broke up with me, and I moved to Baltimore. That's all I remember.
Wow.
But it's.
I think that Can I read your dreams?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I will not comment on the breaking up with Rachel part.
What the
Because
fuck?
that's super sad.
Read
No,
that
I want to
part.
focus on the. I want to focus on the Baltimore part.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I'll focus on the breakup part.
Yeah.
I think you have crabs, you love Rachel so much you didn't want her to get it.
Yeah.
So you broke up with her,
Yeah.
and you went to Baltimore because they're famous for crabs.
Yeah.
And you thought you'd feel at home there.
Yeah.
And also, our buddies over at Own the Chaos, Fat Man Zoom, have a studio,
and I would go
in Baltimore
as well.
And you would give them crabs.
Yep.
Transferred sexually, and then you'd be like, oh, I gave them all of my crabs. My crabs are now gone. I will take this studio back to Raleigh, and we will have a studio in Raleigh.
With crabs.
All
right, there we go. I like that. I would say you're an accurate dream reader. That's the best dream reader.
Guys, subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's called Gregory Mr. Cleo, and I will read your palms. I will read your dreams. Subscribing is only $200 per month. And yes, we do offer discounts if you want to pay your year up front.
Dude, people, I'm no joke. If you charge $200 to tell people you're reading their dreams, I think you could make a business off that. A lot of people are paying for crazy things.
Like, all I would need is a good backdrop. I'd probably get one of those, like, you probably had white friends in college who had like the hippie, like, tie-dye curtains.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd probably get one of those. You'd put up like some shelving around, and you'd put crystals in different spots.
Okay.
And then you'd probably like just get like a Russell Brand Halloween costume, and there's your starter kit right there.
Starter kit for what?
For reading people's dreams on like OnlyFans or on Zoom calls.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, Russell Brand's look would be a more modern reader. Like,
that's
it's
right.
Kind of like the church pastors.
Exactly, who wear tight jeans
yeah.
and show their penis.
I like that. All right, cool. I like penis. I like a lot of things you're saying, bro. This is good.
I'm in here.
Yeah, you're painting a picture. Everybody's having fun.
Great. Should we hop into our first story?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is another fun one. What's up with your boy Ted Cruz?
People are giving him a tough time, and I think everybody's wrong, Greg.
All right, so listen, if you don't know what's going on, Ted Cruz in the middle of Texas's worst snowstorm probably ever.
Yeah.
Where over 10 million people lost electricity and water.
Yep.
Ted Cruz, wife, and his daughters and some of his daughters' friends hopped on a plane to Cancun, Mexico.
How much PTO did Ted Cruz have? Nobody asked that question.
Wow.
Paid time off. Senator's a job, right? You got vacation days.
Sure.
Think about how many times have we had a trip planned and some shit goes down at work, and this is, usually some job you don't care about, because that's what it looks like for Ted Cruz. He don't give a fuck about this. You're like, hey, I'm taking my vacation anyway. I don't give a fuck if the staff's down 2 men. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Or if like you're about to quit the job and like you just go, you're like, hey, I've got a month of PTO saved up. And so, 3 months before you quit, you just take an entire month off.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there. He said he was working. He said he brought his computer because he would work from Cancun.
Dude, that's the same thing I'm pretty sure in 2014 when I went to Mexico, that's what I told my boss.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's the same bullshit. And guess what? Guess whose computer didn't open up when he was in Mexico?
Yep.
Mine. And guess whose computer wasn't going to open if he was in Cancun? Ted Cruz.
Yeah, no, that's like the hopeful young professional. Like, oh, maybe I'll get some work done like in the morning before. No, you got too drunk. You had a couple too many old fashions, and now you're fucking.
Did you see the pictures?
No.
So, I mean, my man dresses like a 90s sitcom dad. And so one of the biggest offenses of this is both his outfit and his choice of clothing for the airport. Like he had the t-shirt tucked in, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the polo tucked in, the weird fitting jeans.
What else do you expect him to wear?
I don't know. Probably some of his ceremonial robes. I don't know.
Dude. Yeah, that guy's a huge piece of shit. Like,
how can you do that, man? I mean, for someone who fancies himself, a top-ranking Republican, an influential voice in conservative politics, someone who's ran for president, maybe will run for president again. How do you not understand the optics of what going to Mexico during this horrible crisis in Texas is going on?
I mean, the level of not give a fuck. The level of not give a fuck to not even think about it.
It's incredible.
That shows how much he does not give a fuck about it. Like, this guy's a fucking scumbag. Like,
yeah.
Like
the worst.
Like, there's things I get in trouble for sometimes in the relationship, and it's like, well, I didn't even think about it. And it's like, yeah, that's the fucking point. You didn't even think about it. It's like you're supposed to be here and involved in the fucking thing to make this thing work. And if you can't think about how bad that's gonna look, I mean, that just goes to show you, like.
Apparently, it's. Dude, it's so wild. It's so wild.
He can't be bothered, which is kind of admiring. You're like.
But but at the same time, man, like that's a tough pill to swallow when like some folks are getting, $20,000 utility bills because the price of energy skyrocketed because Texas doesn't have Texas's power grid is unregulated.
What do you mean they're getting $20,000?
So like the way that Texas's power grid works is that it's basically like the Wild West. It's not like
you get a gun. You get a gun when you sign up for their power company,
you get a book that has all of the faces of the energy workers, and so if anything goes wrong, so you have to identify them. So like the private companies control the price of electricity. So like there's no government regulation. So this was something that when George W. Bush was governor, and like a lot of the Enron guys were like influencing politics, like this was a big thing that happened.
Yeah.
And like it actually helped propel George W. Bush to kind of rising in prominence, in addition to his family name.
Okay. So what's the positive to having that setup?
I think the positive is that like, I would imagine that like prices are super competitive in normal time under normal circumstances.
Okay.
But the problem is like when you, I'm not gonna even try and bother giving the right numbers, but like if you're charged $1 a day for something and then automatically it goes up to $900 a day, like that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And like, so that, and the other issue without there being government relations is that in the event of, this type of storm, there's little oversight into like the management of the grid itself, the grid system itself.
We said without government oversight.
Right.
Okay. Well, you know what?
I mean, I'm not nuanced enough in free market economics.
Yeah.
To know. I know someone who is. I think he might be a cool person to have on. For a little special world local news.
For segment. What is he?
He works in the renewable energy world.
Oh wow, fucking nerd.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, one of the coolest guys. He was one of my roommates my junior year of college.
Nice.
And he played piano. He was like a classically trained piano. Mm-hmm. He was super smart nerd. Mm-hmm. And would get top 3 most blackout drunk of any person I have ever come across in my life. And like, now he's like one of those guys where like he has kids, and like when you see him with his kids, you're like, oh, that makes sense. But like when you were in college, you were like, this dude will probably die before he has a chance to have kids.
I look at some of my friends and I'm like, they have their like look all cute with their kids. I'm like, bro, you fucking poured a beer bong on yourself, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you tried to fight homeless people outside of a club.
Yeah,
blackout drunk.
I bet Ted Cruz is super rude to homeless people. I bet he's super rude to when the camera's not on. I bet he like spits on him and kicks him.
I bet he doesn't even see them, like literally, like, people say like, oh, you're subhuman. Like he literally, he's like, oh, look at this light post over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and lean on this, and it's a homeless person.
I bet that's probably more accurate.
Yeah. He just doesn't even register for him.
Yeah,
he didn't have the wherewithal to be like, I shouldn't leave right now when.
Yeah,
he's one of those senators that are like in the spotlight. Like he's not some, because there's a lot of senators, right? We don't hear nearly as much. It's AOC and him are the two fucking.
No, these are people who choose who need to be near power.
Yeah, AOC and fucking Ted Cruz boxing match. I'm gonna say AOC wins in a close fight.
Man, I don't think it would be close at all. I think AOC. Are we saying how many rounds?
3 3-minute rounds.
MMA?
No, boxing.
3 3-minute rounds?
Yeah.
I think it goes okay, so if it had gone longer than 3 rounds, I would have said, if you had said 10 or 12 rounds, I would have said AOC knocks him out in the 4th. And so if it's 3 rounds, I say it goes to a decision, unanimous. 30-27, 30-27, 30-27 on my cards. AOC gets the decision.
Yeah,
dude. One of the it's so interesting to hear how people like defend these things, or they do like the whataboutisms. So one of the talking points, for Ted Cruz supporters, was what was he supposed to do? Like, well, what was he supposed to do? He's not the governor. He's not this. Well, it's funny you mentioned AOC. AOC put together a fundraiser and has raised almost $5 million for relief in Texas.
Good play on her part. That's
hater or lover.
Yeah.
She understands optics. She gets it.
Yeah, she totally. That was a nice little political fucking I mean, this is a political boxing match right now, and AOC just threw a nice.
100%.
That's an overhand right.
You know what I mean?
Did. Yeah.
She stunned him. She stunned him like late in the first round, and you're like, man, it's super lucky that Ted Cruz is going to get a little rest now, and then maybe she comes out a little flat in the second round, and so it looks like Ted Cruz is kind of rebounding.
Is she handing out free turkeys and shit? Is that what's going on? She's giving out like, she's like Nino Brown right now, bro.
I mean, she might be. Like, she might be the modern day Nino Brown.
AOC is the modern day Nino Brown. I love it. I fucking love it. I think
both for the people, undeniably.
Here's what I wish would have happened if Ted Cruz would have came back after all the fuck shit he just did, because he came back and apologized. But if he came back himself and was like, "What the fuck do you want me to do?" I kind of would have been like, all right, like I was joking up top, being like, oh,
sure,
PTO.
sure.
But if he would have did that, I would have been like, huh? Like if he was to admit how much he doesn't give a fuck, because you can't combat honesty, dude. Like, hold on.
Listen, are we saying, if you're watching us right now, if you're listening, boy, do we sound smooth. If you're watching, sometimes the camera gets out of focus. You got to get up, you got to break your thought, and you got to go check out the camera. Because as always, World Local News is going to deliver you high quality content from, a conversation perspective, a news reporting perspective. I'm just wrapping up, wasting time. I was just wasting time.
AOC.
Ted Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
If he had owned it.
You can't combat honesty. If he were just to come back and be like, what the fuck you want me to do, man? What the fuck you want me to do, man? Like, however the fuck he talks, like...
I wish he would have even doubled down and been like, I don't care about those people.
Yes.
Actually, poor people disgust me. I hope they freeze.
Like,
I would have, listen, I'd rather see the devil in front of me than not see him coming.
What if he would have went like fucking MTV Cribs on him? Well, these broke ass motherfuckers. He's like, they were fucking up my vibe, man.
You mean afterwards? Like
Yeah.
after all the
like-
tragedy, he just goes in. Oh my God.
I had to get out of here. These broke ass motherfuckers just fucking me up. We're like, wow, why is he talking like that? Like,
this generator is from 1992. Doesn't look like it's had gas since the Bush administration. I don't know, man. That was a really bad Ted Cruz impression.
it's okay. We're working on it. We do bad impressions here. It's okay. We did a bad. I'm famous for my bad Denzel Washington impression.
Have you had any updates on that?
Okay. With Ted Cruz? No.
All right, man. Well, moving on, and it's a nice segue because you mentioned Denzel Washington, who famously portrayed the activist Malcolm X.
Oh damn, dude, you be tying shit in, bro.
I listen.
Yeah,
I listen.
You from
That's
you're
called
from Thailand, bro.
I'm transitioning.
Yeah,
I'm a Wait, damn it!
Yes,
I am a transition king.
you are.
Not that I'm transitioning.
But you can do that too, bro. We're open minded here. It's all good, bro.
So
Malcolm X.
Yeah, so Malcolm X, it was what would have been his birthday a couple days ago, and there was an article published that had published a letter from a guy named Raymond Wood, who was an NYPD officer who was forced by the FBI to go undercover and infiltrate Malcolm X's organization and helped coordinate kind of the strategic elimination of his security team via like setting them up and getting them arrested so that Malcolm X would be vulnerable and ultimately assassinated.
Guess it worked. Like
yeah. but that that has lived in kind of the unprovable like conspiracy theory world. You know, there were 3 members of the Nation of Islam who were charged and put away for the killing. And, you know, of course, you know, at that time, Malcolm X had famously separated from the Nation of Islam. And
so they thought it was Nation of Islam, but they find out now that it was not. It was.
Well, and so I guess the part of the conspiracy that's still would live on because I just don't know the answer. Is did the FBI coordinate with the Nation of Islam because they had a vested interest in seeing him be assassinated?
Wow. Well, yeah.
And it doesn't sound like that far-fetched of an idea to imagine that the FBI, if they were willing to do this, that they would be like, hey, Nation of Islam, we have a common enemy. Let's unite. It'd be like Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor.
Except it's COINTELPRO. Like that, I think that was the name of the group. They ran from 57 to 71, and Fred Hampton was another one of their victims, I believe. I think Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
Absolutely.
Like they literally, their goal was to snuff out bothersome political movements. The Black Panther Party was one of them.
Well, and a lot of others were set up. You mentioned the Black Panther Party, like Eldridge Cleaver was, had to flee the country. A lot of them that were not assassinated were set up in other ways so they would go to prison. Like Huey Newton went to prison. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but man, makes you wonder like what else, like what don't we know?
Yeah, like that's a government conspiracy that's proven, and like
I don't think it's even conspiracy at this point.
Well, people conspired. It's not a theory.
Oh, yeah. But you're right.
It's one of those things you find out later. You're like, what the fuck? We've been doing that like in our country? Because for a long time, I think a lot of us thought like, oh no, that's in other places. That's Russia. That's China. That their government's fucked up to their people. And then like over the last year or so, people are like, oh no, hold on. Like we're all kind of a little bit fucked here going in. Like, yeah.
Did you get a chance to check out the movie about Fred Hampton yet?
No, I have not.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
I've been seeing advertisements for that. How is it?
It was really good.
Nice.
It was really good. I enjoyed it. The guy Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh yeah, he's in Black Panther.
He's in Black Panther. Like it looked like you were watching Fred Hampton on the screen.
Oh, I need to check that out.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Definitely worth checking out. I think it's on HBO. I think we got a comment from the
audience,
from the crowd.
Yes, FBI and Nation of Islam collabed here. Whether the Nation of Islam knew or not is the real question. Ooh, that's good. That's from Keenan Willis. I like that. That's a great comment.
Keenan Willis is my oldest friend in the book.
Nice.
Literally from day one was my best friend.
Cool. You've talked about two of your friends here on this podcast. We're gonna call this the Greg Perlman.
Hey man, John's our friend too.
Friendship hour.
All right, man. Whatever, man.
I'm fucking with you.
Well,
thank you, Keenan. That was great.
I think we have a special. Damn, we missed it. That's all right. Well, it is interesting to know. It is interesting to hear more of that story. Unfold.
Yeah.
What I think is happening now is that they're gonna, I don't know how successful this will be, but they're gonna launch an investigation into the allegations and see like where the NYPD and the FBI, might have been.
Going anywhere, right?
I would imagine not.
Yeah.
I would imagine not.
This is like a fun story to bring up, and fucking the dust will settle after this month, Black History Month, and fucking fuck our government, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of fucking crazy governments, dude, and speaking of Muslims,
Greg's on a streak.
So you put me on to this story about Canada and China relations.
Yeah, bro, Canada's on some wild shit right now. Like, what was the story again? Canada's calling China on their bullshit.
Dude, we have like four stories that we talk about.
I forgot that you fucked me up saying that I brought it up because you usually bring all the stories, and I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, I did something. I contributed. I was like, Canada's calling China out on their bullshit. So China, to me, is like, it's one of the tough guys. First or second tough guy on the block is definitely the guy you don't want to fuck with. And Canada's the fucking little twerp that's like, yo, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And like, he's doing the whale eye over to the U.S. Like, am I cool doing this? Like,
Canada's like the little brother that goes and slaps the bully in the face and then goes and runs behind his brother, his big brother.
And goes run to fucking universal health care.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like Canada can do that. You know what I mean? Like they can get a little too big for their britches because they know that, what's the famous line? Ask Nas, he don't want it with Hove. China doesn't want to go to war
with the U.S.
And I don't think the U.S. wants to go to war with China either.
No, but they kind of have us by the balls, though, bro. They make all the prescriptions. They make everything, bro. We're so, like, this is Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I feel like China right now, like, we think we got them in something, but they're 3 moves ahead.
China's almost like when jiu-jitsu was first introduced as a style into MMA, into mixed martial arts. Yeah. And like no one knew what to do. And so then everyone from that moment on, everyone was like, oh, we got to learn jiu-jitsu. Yeah. We got to learn how to wrestle if we want to be competitive in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, it's like we got to learn jiu-jitsu, but it's too late already.
Yeah, I know. It's like that Oklahoma football player who got beat up in the bathroom.
Oh, dude, I love the time.
He was the U.S. Yeah. He was the U.S. and the dude that took him down. So if you haven't seen this story, this Oklahoma football player, this wide receiver, was talking smack in a bathroom, challenged this dude who didn't look like much. And this dude, had mixed martial arts training and
whooped his fucking ass, bro. Straight, you could see. I love breaking those videos down because like you can just tell like where he was like, oh, I'm fucked.
That hip toss.
He gets lifted up and there's no defense, no nothing. He gets fucked. That dude was probably
6'3", 6'4",
and the kid was probably 5'8", 5'7", something like that. He fucking.
He was like 5'10".
We don't show video because then we got to paint the picture for the audience.
It's great.
We could be like other well-produced shows and show video and it'll show up.
Why?
Nah, we're gonna tell a story like the old days when you fall somebody and you might get some of the weird shit muddled, but and you exaggerate where you need to.
Recreate the fight and then I'll recreate someone in the background.
Yeah. So fucking, he's face to face with him. He's talking shit to the dude. He's like, yo, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you get the fuck out of here. His boy's like hitting him. He's like, look at me, talking shit. And the kid looks at his boy, kind of like, yo, hold this shit for me real quick. Wipes his nose,
which was bleeding.
Like, it was bleeding already. So there was some shit that went down.
Definitely was bloodied.
And fucking just stole off on him. Two-piece combo. The wide receiver turns around. The guy belly to back, grabs him and lifts him. So you got like a 5'8" dude lifting like a 6'5" dude.
All the while, some innocent guy is standing at the urinal peeing, and he's just getting pushed into the urinal while peeing. Like I can't imagine like a worse possible scenario. Like number one, you're at a horrible college bar, and you're at a crowded urinal. All of a sudden behind you, you hear these idiots about to start a fight or fighting. And then all of a sudden you feel someone press into you while you're peeing.
Yeah, a big dude too.
Yeah.
And like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to turn around and try to fight that guy that's
absolutely not
handily beating the shit out of this dude.
Absolutely
so he slams him down. Then his boy grabs the other dude's boy. And that guy got it the worst because he got slammed up. Like his head and shoulder got fucking smashed up against the tile, and then they were just getting cracked, bro. It's great to watch because I hate bullies, and two, it just stops. I just don't understand people that don't.
You want to hate bullies, or you hate bullies?
I hate bullies.
Okay,
and because I really want to hate them, but there's a part of me.
They just always have great bone structure, and they're philanthropic. Yeah, they pick on people, but they give back.
Yeah, if you're in your 20s and you're a bully, you're a piece of shit. Like I actually have sympathy for like kid bullies because they're probably getting picked on by their parents. But at 20 years old, you gotta pick it up.
Yeah, life is too short to be bullying.
Yeah, follow the holistic psychologist on Instagram.
Can we? Are we officially anti-bully at World Local News?
I think so. Yeah.
Unless we're bullying someone for fun.
It's not bullying when we do it. We're doing it for good reasons.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, if you're doing it for the greater good, then you're not bad.
Great. We are philanthropists.
fucking. I just don't want to get people that have no fighting experience that are like doing like, and then he tries to tell people that he was trying to be the peacekeeper. This is before the video came out. So he's like, oh, I tried to break
get ahead of it.
Yeah, because he had to get eye surgery. He got his orbital bone cracked. He had to get eye surgery, and he was trying to tell people that he was a victim essentially. And this video comes out. He's a fucking scumbag, this dude. Spencer Jones from Oklahoma. I feel bad because he's like a kid, I guess.
So we're going to go for a tie this week. We feature this segment. It's not every week, but this week it's special because we have a double asshole of the week.
I like that.
We're going to give it.
I want to cover Kane Smith's liberals make me horny comment. I like that. I have a quick question before we jump into I have a quick question. What women do you think are better in bed? Liberal women or conservative women?
I'm just going to go by the dictionary definitions of the word, and from a word etymology perspective,
yeah,
liberal women.
Is that?
And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to one of our favorite segments. It's the asshole of the week, featuring Ted Cruz and Spencer Jones.
Ted Cruz and Spencer Jones, the motherfucking double dragon pieces of shit of the week.
Oh, I'm going to Cancun.
We're going to slip in Mario Cuomo in there as well. The three Musketeers are now the fucking...
Mario Cuomo is no longer living. You just insulted a dead man.
You little bit... Oh, not Mario Cuomo. What is it? George
Andrew Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo. I almost called him George Cuomo. Yo, fuck that guy too. So we got three... Dude, I like this piece of shit of the week button, bro. We're getting very creative with it.
I know. Last week you gave it to yourself, and I thought that was a touching moment.
Oh wow, I forgot what I did, but I probably deserved it.
Yeah, you called me the fucking virtue signaler of the week,
and I was the piece of shit of the week.
You called yourself a piece of shit because you called me a virtue signaler when I didn't deserve it.
That's right. I was a false fucking yeah. I me too'd you, but it wasn't a me too.
I know.
That's crazy.
It was an us. Us also. So anyway, so Canada.
Oh yeah.
So Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, came out and condemned China's treatment of the Uyghur Muslims as genocide, and also called for other world leaders to unite around, saying that word.
Shout out to Canada. I mean, so Canada's like, hey guys, what you're doing. See, Canada's nice too. They weren't like real crazy.
Hey, you're murdering people, eh?
It's like, hey, you guys are doing a little genocide over there.
Hey, it's just a little genocide, eh?
I'm just, from over here, it looks like genocide.
Hey, it looks like you're doing genocide based on race, and it's probably not cool, eh?
Yeah, and the French Canadians are just jerking off in the corner like,
oh, oui, my baguette.
Don't talk my language.
Je t'aime, l'auto.
Québécois.
Well, I mean, I don't have any boots on the ground in China. And again, at any moment, if China comes to us and says, hey, World Local News, we'd like to buy you guys out, we are willing to make those sacrifices.
100%. Red and yellow all day.
100%.
We'll switch our podcast colors over. It wouldn't even matter, bro.
Yep.
Give me that check, China.
Whenever you want. So, we don't have any boots on the ground there, but based on the reports, it sure does sound like genocide.
Yeah.
And it sure doesn't, it's diplomacy is a really weird thing. Like for some reason, you just can't call it like it is.
Diplomacy? Oh, because you're trying to save face. It's called fucking full of shitness.
I know.
And
Patrice O'Neill would not enjoy being a politician.
Diplomacy sounds like the soccer players flopping is what it sounds like to me. It's like it's this weird thing that's caked into the system that's inherently like not something an individual necessarily want to do to better their lives. So the fact that it's prominent at a system level, I think, is really fucked up. Like it just doesn't. How are you going to move forward?
Yeah, no.
Soccer players should not be allowed to flop.
You heard it here first. And so,
And if Canada says China, you're
flopping.
You're doing a little bit of genocide. People like that's just crazy. Like, I mean, it makes sense as to why shit is the way it is. But like,
it's just crazy that is the way that it is.
Right? Like back in the day, bro, they found that they were doing a genocide, and it was World War. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was Bad News Bears.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I read this week is like, I again, I'm not smart enough to know the impacts of these policies, but one of the major things that got some Democratic buy-in during the Trump presidency was his handling of China and like putting trade restrictions on China. Like that was something that got good remarks. Certainly,
that was like
certainly
an objectively good thing he did.
I
right?
believe so.
I've heard it was like some of the best trade deals in the history of any president is what I've heard from credible sources.
Again, I don't know enough to verify or fact check that. So, but I do I do know that it did get high remarks from both sides of the aisle.
Nice.
And so I saw. It'll be interesting to track, what the Biden administration does in the next couple months with China.
They're gonna give them lube so they can keep fucking us in the ass.
Could be.
That's what it's gonna be.
Could be.
Yeah, it's gonna be lube with a
Could be
with a what is it? What's the Democratic symbol? The donkey. It's gonna have the donkey, and we're gonna get little lube packets, and they're like, make sure you lube up your assholes when China gets here, guys. We don't want to make things too difficult on them.
Do you think the Democratic symbol is a donkey because everyone loves ass?
Everyone loves ass. I could see that. I think it's weird to have a donkey as your political, like a jackass. Like it's too like on the nose.
Why did what's the deal with the elephant for the Republicans?
Honestly,
they never forget.
Is
that like did they predict 9/11 like
in this
hundreds
issue,
of years before?
In this issue, they picked the better animal. Elephants are noble as fuck.
Unless the Democrats are using my definition, which everyone loves ass. I'm not going to make you laugh tonight once, am I? Not once.
You did make me laugh.
Because I said you had a big head. I said you had an HGH head.
That's funny. And then you also said the chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side.
Yeah, but I had to earn that one. That wasn't given. That was earned. That was earned. I set that chicken noodle soup up. Joke up for a little.
This episode's just going to turn into Greg's therapy session. So, Greg, tell me when the laughs, tell me when you feel better.
It's because I sent you a YouTube clip that I really found hilarious and was crying. And you were like, you literally texted me back, that was funny.
I knew that wasn't going to be the appropriate response for you. I was like, this is not going to be enough for him, and I have to be okay with this. I was going to add extra laugh faces.
I know.
And I was like, I can't
You did a
do
good
it.
job. I pumped it up way too much.
But it was good, though. It was a good video.
I pumped it up too much.
Two Bears, One Cave. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer talk about Jennifer Aniston. Google that shit. It is funny. It's a 15-minute video, so make sure you're not, make sure you got the time.
How difficult is it for you to sit down and watch a 15-minute video?
I did it today.
No. I'm not talking about the video I sent you, just generally. Like, is it very easy for you to set aside 15 minutes? To watch something.
You're one of a few people that I would sit down to watch a 15-minute video.
If I send it to you? That's high praise.
Yeah.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better about not getting much laughs tonight.
Yeah, and the content, luckily, because maybe I'll be like, I'm not watching a 15-minute video, but I was like, okay, I want to see this, I want to laugh, and I made sure I was in a good place, sat down. I liked it, man. Okay. It was good.
Okay. All right. I feel better.
Yeah, there you go. See,
I feel better.
That's the local.
That's just a quick therapy session.
Yeah, that's the local
Listen,
news part
we're
of this.
pro mental health here at World Local News. We are both, we both got a bunch of bats up in the cave, and so check in on your mental health.
You just got to talk it out sometimes.
Find a therapist.
Yeah.
Telehealth.
Yeah.
Just go talk to someone.
Yeah, masturbate into a t-shirt. Whatever you got to do.
Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Crinkly socks.
Yeah. Put those on. Run in them. And jerk off in them again.
All right, man. Well, one last story. Let's end on a positive note. And maybe we can put on our tinfoil hats for a second, because allegedly, we're seeing some very beautiful pictures from our rover that just landed on Mars.
That's cool. My question with all this shit, like,
Allegedly.
why is this a big deal? Why is landing on Mars a big, other than like we traveled further than we ever traveled, but like, why is this a big deal, Greg?
Well, number one, technology that is developed by NASA engineers has applications way beyond just traveling to space. Like MRI machines were developed by NASA. And so let's just say that these people are so smart that they can create an MRI machine.
Yeah.
As a component to, allegedly a vehicle that can travel to space.
We
allegedly.
get the trickle down technology. It's like the military. They had GPS.
It's like if trickle down economics worked.
Yeah. It's like trickle down technology. Yeah. You just fucking, the silicone they use in one of the satellites in 5 years will be like make a better like sex toy.
doll.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just fucking.
Yeah. The AI that they use on the computers will allow you to talk to that sex doll.
Develop emotions.
Yeah.
Tell it your secrets.
Yeah. Hello, Freddie. You look weathered. I don't know.
How can you tell? You're up my ass. What's going on?
You're a liberal Democrat. You're eating ass.
Keep talking. I'm gonna.
So number one, that's probably the serious answer. Number two, like how else are we gonna get to like Star Trek times if we don't travel to Mars? Like we have to have the hearts of explorers if we want to explore the great beyond.
That's true. I'm down with that, man. I think I like Mars.
Okay. So if
Mars
you were
seems
given
like a cool place to do cocaine. I don't do coke anymore because that's in my past. I mean, I maybe do it once a year now, but you know what I'm saying? Just to, but Mars, I would break that streak for Mars. If I go to Mars, the first thing I'm going to do is a bump of coke.
Probably be difficult to do without gravity.
Yeah, you talk to people, man. It's all human beings. I'd be like, hey, listen.
So my question was going to be, if someone gave you, the Willy Wonka ticket to go to Mars, what would you be hoping to see?
Red dirt and then space.
I guess for you Scarface, you'd like to see a mirror so you could do your Mars cocaine.
Yeah, dude, mix a little Mars dirt into it just to be like, it won't do anything, but I'd be like, yo, I snorted coke with some Mars dust before, and people will be like, wow, this guy's.
You wouldn't try and smoke it and say you smoked rocks?
But smoke Mars rocks? No, I'm not really a crack guy.
Man.
Or a meth guy.
Okay.
I thought about it, but
would you hope to see signs of intelligent life or unintelligent life?
Both, I guess.
Some dumb motherfuckers on Mars.
Yeah, just selling space cocaine. That's the thing, dude.
I like that you're landing in like El Barrio in Mars.
That's the thing too, is like if you brought like an actual cokehead with you, like a person that just drug addicts find drugs. Yeah, he'll go up there with no coke and somehow fight. He'll be like, yeah, there's this fucking alien dude, fucking, I don't know, selling blow. Because isn't there like a bunch of space trash? Hold on. There's a bunch of space trash, and why? All right, if there's so much space trash in orbit, why can't there be like a couple kilos of coke just kind of floating that kind of make their way to Mars? I'm just saying it's possible, guys. This is the kind of news you get from us, yo. What if? I'm just saying. There could be a kilo of coke on Mars that we don't even know about.
Oh my gosh. Dude, imagine if Neil Armstrong heard this conversation. He was like, hey kid, what would you do if you got in space? I would do cocaine. I'd probably find some cocaine trash that just happened to land on Mars. Yeah, I'd find a kilo. I'd become the Scarface of Mars. Come on, within the first week.
Mars face.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Marface. Fucking.
Oh
we
my
out here.
gosh.
So what are your thoughts on Mars? Sorry, I've been muddying up this conversation.
I'm sweating.
How do you feel about Mars?
I don't think we're there.
No.
I think it's Photoshop. I think it's Adobe Illustrator.
How do you wait? Hold on. Before I just need to know. I got to know where the line is here. Do you feel like we landed on the moon?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is good.
I
then.
can see the moon.
Yeah.
I can see the moon. And so if I can see the moon, allegedly, I mean, maybe it's a Truman Show projection type thing.
Yeah.
I can see the moon, and therefore it is real.
I'll tell you this.
And I believe in human innovation to think that we could get a craft to there. If I can fly in a plane, we can get to Mars, or we can get to the moon.
Yeah. I would say that the picture you showed me did look like when you go to like Costco and they have the TVs up and they put it on the channel for the TV. It looked just like that. I was like, I've seen that picture before.
Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah.
Don't believe the hype.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's possible.
Do you think there's Bitcoin on Mars?
I think so, because you need it to buy the cocaine that's left up there, the trash cocaine.
Okay, now here's what you need to watch for. If we suddenly stop getting photos and video from Mars, from the rover, and we don't see footage of like when it stops, government's hiding some aliens from us, some Mars aliens from us, Martians.
What if Malcolm X is on Mars?
And he's Dr. Manhattan, and all of this time he's just been, wow.
Yeah. When he talked about it being Malcolm X's birthday coming up, I had an image that I want other people to have too, because it made me happy. It was Malcolm X wearing a party hat, like a little a birthday, like an old school birthday party hat, and that made me smile, made me feel good. I don't know why. It just like,
I hope at some point in his life he celebrated a birthday and wore a birthday hat.
Right. Yeah. But I'm thinking like full grown Malcolm X with like a party.
No,
hat.
same.
Yeah, just
same.
like
like his daughters.
Yeah.
I wonder, can you eat cake as a
Nation of Islam?
Yeah.
Well, he left after, right? So
I don't think he had. I don't think he had a birthday after he left.
I think. Oh, okay. But I do think Malcolm X would eat. Would he eat birthday cake? I think so. Let's leave the fans with that question. What do you think? Do you think fan that Malcolm X eats birthday cake?
Yeah. Chime in. Let us know.
Yes or no?
Type in the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can find us at World Local News. You can find us on iTunes and Spotify. You can find me on Instagram at Greg Perlman, at G Perlman, on Twitter at Greg Perlman. I almost forgot my name and who I am and where I am.
I'm Freddie Valoy. You can catch me on Instagram at Freddie Valoy and then YouTube at Freddie Valoy. I feel like Malcolm X would be that like a weird guy that would like fondant, something like that. Like
that would like what?
Fondant. Fondant typically isn't. A lot of people don't like it. It's too sugary and weird texture.
What is that?
Fondant's a part of a cake to make it look nice. It's just
I know exactly what it is.
A lot of I don't know if you don't eat it or a lot of people don't like it, but I could see Malcolm X liking a little bit of fondant. A little bit of fondant goes a long way. I bet.
But I bet he would eat it when no one was looking.
Oh, 100%. I like that.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. We're going to fucking... There you go.
Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience.